Good afternoon, YouTube. It's your man, All the Rage George Page, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, I got some sad news to tell you, people, that this is just only the second month of the new year, and you know, we lost a legend, a great lady community, a woman who has been part of the music, um, part of the music um, industry for so many years. She is part of one of the greatest girl groups that came out of Motown, and as was one Miss Mary Wilson. Now, Miss Wilson, if you like you know of her name, she was part of the Supremes from the '60s until and they were signed to Motown. Now, the group was originally, when Mary started, the group was a foursome. They would call themselves the Pre-Mets. And later on, when they got signed to Motown, one of the girls left the group and they changed their name to Supremes. And they were considered one of the best groups out of Motown. They was up there with the likes of the Four Tops, the Temptations, Marvel. You know, was it Mavel? Was it Mavel or Marvel of the in the Marvelettes? I forgot the name of that group. There were so many groups from that day, and it was just a great group that Berry Gordy and Smokey Robinson they put together, and they toured around the world. They did TV shows, they did specials. They were just amazing. But like I said, anything don't last forever. One of the group's members passed away, and they still kept on going for a good while. Till eventually they broke up, and Diana Ross went on her own. But Mary kept on going with a new set of girls, and they did some stuff on concerts here and there. They, so it's basically in Las Vegas. A lot of groups like the Jackson Five, the Osmonds. They, did the Vegas thing. Like a lot of celebrities do, especially when their careers are winding down. Prince did it. Britney Spears. You got Mariah Carey right down in Vegas. And during the good part of the '70s, she found her career through the '80s and '70s and '80s. She was hitting her the disco rage and everything else. And she was still singing for quite a while. She started to do also other things outside of music. She did books and everything else and seminars, and she often even she had her own, got signed to another country called CEO, where she had her album called I Walk the Line. And, she kept in the music industry, even though some people may not remember as with the Supremes, around about the 80s, she wrote a memoir called Dream Girl, My Life as a Supreme. And then, you know, she was around about in the 2001. She was appointed by Colin Powell, who was the Secretary of State under George Bush, as a cultural secretary, which helped out with the government, like that, and that was pretty good. And around in '94, along with the other Supremes, they got the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And she still was good friends with Diana Ross. They kept up with each other, and she often sung at organizations and specials and parties and award shows. And she kept up in the industry for quite some time. She even did an episode of Dance with Stars. It was the 26th season of the episode. And, I think she probably got as far as she thinks it was the 20th season, and I think she was at the time she was probably one of the oldest women. It was around about 2019, and that was like about 2 years ago. And and she was considered one of maybe the third oldest person to make it a show, but I think she got as far as in the second episode. That's when she got out. I mean, but it was just it was just amazing for somebody her age to be able to be on something like that. And she received some honoraries and awards. Um, the Supremes were inducted to the National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame back in 2013, And she also was the master of ceremonies for the Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame 2016 and 2019. Anyway, the news was told like she died in her sleep at her home in Las Vegas, Nevada. She was 76 years old. She was the mother of 3 children. She had 10 grandchildren and 1 great grandchild. And it's just a sad thing that I know I can stand losing a mother, and it's just something just to, and this especially this part of the year, it's the thing. It's just thing is, I mean, it's just so sad, especially losing a legend. How much she did in the time of the industry, especially in the about the '60s, where you know Motown was so strong then. I mean, like I said, with all these groups that came out of there, like the Temptations, the Four Tops, her and the Supremes, and so many others. And she left a lasting legacy. Her and Donna Ross and the other Supremes that were part of the group. And just to hear that she passed suddenly with no real other than she died in her sleep, and causes is unknown right this time. But to you need to her condolences and best wishes to her children, her grandchildren, and her great grandchildren. They lost somebody they love, very important, and I can understand this. Anyway, the service will be private because of the COVID restrictions. I know when my mother passed, we did like a graveside service, so that's probably more likely what they're gonna do. So to Miss Mary Wilson, one of the original Supremes, rest in power. It's your man, All the Rage Yours page. Like, don't subscribe. I'm out.